Networking does not have to feel gross. As a matter of fact, let's not even use the word networking, okay? Let's just come up with a whole new word altogether. What's up, socials? Welcome back to AmyTV. You probably have lots of goals and ideas that you want to make happen for yourself, but you know you cannot do it all alone. Sure, there are a million little steps that you can take yourself, and you will need to do that along the way, but knowing people and getting connected with other people is the surefire win to expediting any kind of success whatsoever. Definitely making it happen at all, because you can't just be in a bubble and achieve your goals. So knowing people, and not only just knowing them, but finding ways to benefit them, is the best way that you can set yourself up for success, set yourself up favorably for anything that you want to make happen. And I know that's difficult for us introverts to fully embrace, but it's true. The really good news is that in order to stand out, all you gotta do is leave your comfort zone. If you are willing to do something most people would not, whether it's from fear or laziness or any of those things, if you are the person that does what others do not do, you will immediately be a little bit more special and stand out for the fact that you take any risks whatsoever. It's so much easier to not do those things. So you're not going to get very far if you choose the easy route. Now, when I say leaving your comfort zone, I'm not saying go to a networking mixer and hand out as many business cards or invitations to follow your Instagram account as you possibly can. That's actually a pretty terrible idea. But I do want you to become the most connected person that you know. And it's actually a lot simpler than you might guess. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. First, I want to give a massive shout out to today's sponsor of AmyTV, and that is HP. In my business, it is so important to have reliable tools that help me take care of the little stupid stuff so that I can take the simple, small steps that make big moves for me. And even in 2018, I do some printing. I know, it's crazy, but it actually is connected to how I want to talk to you about building those relationships and becoming the most connected person that you know. Because if you add a little creativity and some tangible things for people to look at and hold, some magic can start to happen here. These HP proprietary inks are so legit. They make everything look so much better. Even if you are not in business, you want everything to look professional. Not to mention, sort of on the silly stuff side, they don't corrode and they really prevent against clogging. Not to mention the whole environmentally friendly thing, because you can't just toss these things in the trash. These cartridges are reused and recycled. I cannot wait to show you why HP and their superior inks are the perfect little touch to me becoming the most connected person that I know. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I make new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and I would love to have you back for the next one. What are the things that you think of when you think of getting more connected or building your network? Everyone has a network. No matter how hard you've tried to not get to know people, you do know people. And for those of you who love getting to know people, you definitely know people. And no matter what, no matter who you are or where you stand at this stage in your life and your network, we have to start there. Who do you know right now? Working under the assumption that getting to know more people is going to help you achieve greater success, we have got to find ways to do this that are more effective and more authentic. Some people think you can just get retweets and shares and all of that and it's helping you network or growing your community, but it's truly not. That is not how you become a reliable, connected individual to others. All it takes is your own starting point. Who do you know? The more you nurture your own existing network right now and help them grow, the more it is going to pay you back in spades over time. So if you want to nurture that network and help them, how? How would you help them? Well, if you're thinking about getting more connected to become successful, don't you think maybe people you know are thinking the same thing? Maybe they're thinking, if only I knew this type of person or this type of person, then things would get better for me, or I'd be a little bit smarter, or be a little bit more connected myself. You can actually help yourself in the same way that you would be helping others. And that's why I named this video Become the Most Connected Person That You Know. Because if you do that very thing, all you're doing is connecting the people within your network to each other. When you introduce someone to someone else, especially if you know something that they might mutually benefit from by knowing each other, you become the center of that relationship. You invite Joe to meet Susie, and now Joe and Susie, every time they talk, because they hit it off, you thought about why they might want to know each other, they now say, oh, Amy introduced us, and now you are the center of that connection. I love doing this as much as I possibly can. If I think like, oh, that person's a podcaster and that person's a podcaster. Maybe they could benefit from each other's strategies. I'm going to introduce them. Do you know each other? No? Let me connect you. There are a million ways that you could do this. You could do an email introduction. That's really, really simple. Or if you happen to be at the same place as a couple of people, just walk them up to each other and say, hey, I think you guys should get to know each other. But my personal favorite is when I get to go a little bit above and beyond, and that's getting to host my own little intimate dinner party. This is special because it is an occasion created by me with a guest list of people that I think would benefit from knowing each other. But you're also doing this for you, so you can't just invite people you know yourself to a dinner party. You have to do one better. So let's say you have 5 people on your guest list and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. These 5 people should totally already know each other. I'll be at the center of these connections. Then you also ask each of those 5 people to bring a +1. Literally 4 or 5 people, that's all you need. And then if those people bring one more, look at how many people you're hosting at your event. Holy crap, you better order the food. Yes, we do. We order food at my dinner parties. I don't cook. So depending on how much space you have and how many people you have, then you kind of have to figure that out. Hopefully you can host it in your own apartment. I am going to be borrowing a space because I need a little bit more room for more people. Next, you need to get those invitations out, and that is where my HP printer comes in. Sure, I can go out and buy a generic invitation, but I like to customize a little bit. I like to make them feel a little bit more special, very much more intentional. You can't just use any printer though, like the invitations need to look good or this is not going to be taken seriously. So the ink really does matter in this case. Next, I'm gonna need a few more printables to really set the tone for when people arrive. So I'm gonna have a sign for the door just in case you need to give people directions. In my case, I wanna let people know that I'm having a dinner party and I don't want you to come in unless you've been invited. Next is one of my favorites, and that is place cards. It's really important to have these little things with someone's name on it so they know where they're gonna sit, they understand the etiquette. It also kind of makes them feel welcome, like, oh, okay, clearly I have a seat here. This was not a mistake. You know, that's really important. And one little pro tip here is make sure that you don't sit people next to each other that know each other. You know, have someone's +1 be across the table so they can see each other, but have people that don't really know each other very well sit next to each other so they're more likely to strike up a conversation and get to know each other. I don't want people to feel put on the spot, but I also like to ask sort of fun questions throughout a dinner party, depending on sort of what the theme is of what everybody has in common. So another principle I have is just some questions, some prompts that give people something to think about before maybe we start eating or before we start having conversations sort of all as a group, as we're just getting settled in. If they see that there and they notice like, oh, there's some more to this story. It's not just sitting down and eating. They might start thinking about what the answers to these questions would be, and then that makes for really interesting conversation later. Oh, and one last printable for the hostess, we need a list of addresses. So you just want to make sure that everybody that was there, just in case you didn't get who the +1s are or any of those things, you know, get their name, get their email address, and get their mailing address. This is great if you go above and beyond for the holiday season and send out holiday cards like I do, my business does, we personally do. So we're definitely gonna need that sheet so we can take attendance. It's kind of like school. We're not too organized around here, I swear. So now that you have all of your printables in place at your intimate dinner party, it's so much easier to lead from here as the host or the hostess. You can just basically start with everybody going around the table and introducing themselves and maybe giving them one of those prompts to answer.
I work for a tween retailer. I do communications, and my favorite place to travel, anywhere in Europe really, but very excited. We just planned our honeymoon to Italy, so
Yeah.
pretty ready to go. You're up.
I'm up. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. I manage a luxury retail store.
But from there, the conversation can just flow and everybody can just eat and enjoy and have a great time, and you are at the center of it all, and you just introduced a bunch of people and you just met a bunch of people, and look at what you did. Look at this. You are the most connected person that you know. I'm so glad all of you guys could be here. Thank you so much for coming to our dinner party, and cheers to you.
Cheers.
You don't have to be hosting parties all the time. This is a little bit of work, but just doing stuff like this that the average person won't make the time to do or won't orchestrate makes you different, makes you special, and makes a huge difference in who you are to your friends, to your acquaintances, and everybody in between. All right, I want to hear from you. If you hosted one of your own dinner parties, what would be a question that you would want everybody in the group to answer? Leave that in the comments below. I'm going to steal your ideas. Let's be honest, I'm stealing your ideas. Thanks again to HP for sponsoring this episode of Amy TV, and so appreciate your inks. I've been using these printers for so long, and I rely on them because I cannot handle a crappy print job. It's just not an obstacle I wish to have in my life. So definitely check them out if you're looking for a great resource for your home office. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes, and remember to continue to go after the life that you want. Cheers.